Hi guys, and I'm so glad to see you again. So on my last video on how to propagate lavender from seed, somebody asked me if I can do a video on the difference between the lavender that is grown from seed and the lavender that is grown from cuttings, because this is a very important topic. So we have two aspects that we have to talk: the outside of the plant and the inside of the plant. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about how the plant is growing and how the plant is resistant to pests and disease. So let's start with the lavender that is grown from seed. As you can see, this one is grown from seed, and from the beginning the plant is growing on different branches. The plant, of course, lavender from seed is probably easy to grow because you just go and sow the seeds on every season you want, even in the spring, in the summer, in the fall. There is no problem. You just sow them and the plant will sprout. Then what will happen? You have to understand that lavender that are grown from seed are different. Each and every single one is unique. And when I'm telling you about they are unique, I mean about the growth of the plant. Because some of the plants will grow bigger, some of the plants will just stay shorter, some of the plants will have longer stems, some of them shorter stems, and some of them, the colors will be dark purple, and some of them will be light purple. So this is the main thing about lavender from seed. Now, what about pests and diseases? Well, we know a lot of things about lavender that are grown from seed, and that is that they are more susceptible to catching diseases and to pests, and the lifespan of lavender that are grown from seed is shorter than those that are grown from cuttings. So that's about all the things that you need to know about the lavender that is grown from seed. Meanwhile, let's take the lavender that is grown from cuttings. So because we have a field, and when people come to visit us, they will want to see the field with only one color of the same lavender. So that's why I am propagating lavender from cuttings, because I want each and every single plant to look exactly the same, because in the pictures, of course, that's more beautiful. But this is not the only reason that I propagate my lavender from cuttings. So when you propagate lavender for cuttings, you have to understand that all the lavender that we have, the names Munstead, Heathcote, Imperial Gem, Folgate, those plants have a name, and they have a name because somebody studied that plant, kept it on tests for a long time, like probably 4 or 5 years, and they watch it carefully and to see how that plant is doing with pests, with disease, how the growth is, how the color of the plant is. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this plant, somebody took care of it and studied it very, very, very close. And that's why we have all those names. So when you propagate lavender from that cutting, actually that's exactly the same plant. It's a clone. So when we are propagating lavender from cuttings, we know that the growth of the plant is the same, the color of the plant is the same, and the resistance to pests, disease, frost, rain, humidity, it is the same. So now we know that we can trust our plant on a certain behavior, and because of that we know if we can grow that plant into specific zones. But this is not the only difference. The difference is that lavender that is grown from cuttings, of course, they will live longer. So the lifespan, they say, on a lavender is 25 years. But believe me, probably that's an exceptional way. Maybe if the plant is pest-free, it never had a problem with disease. So probably the lavender will grow, yes, 25 years. But from my experience, probably around 10 years, 11, maybe 15, because we have 11 years that we grow lavender. So from the 8 to 9 years, the plant started to get more woody, to get more disease. Some of them died, even if they are from cuttings. but the productivity is getting low on oil and even in the flowers. So I think a fair thing is to say a lavender that is grown from cutting, you can rely on it around 10 years, because we have 10 years and I can tell you, yeah, it's still okay. The lavender that is grown from seed, I am telling you, we had lavender from seeds. After year 5 or 6, they started to get a lot of disease, and most of them died until this year that we have 11 years, okay? So this is a very, very big difference. Now, there is a marketing aspect of selling plants from seeds, because if you go in the market, most of the plants that you will see there are grown from seed. And how do you know? Exactly as I told you, because the plants are going from the beginning from lots of branches. You can see here, this is a multi-branch lavender. This one is propagating from cutting. But some of them, because I propagate lavender from short cuttings. But this is a cutting that I propagated from a long cutting. And you can see, I'm going to show you. And as you can see, we have a woody part over here. And you cannot sell this. If you go into a market and you see a lavender that has a woody part, you won't buy it because it doesn't look pretty, no? But what will happen if you take the top just like this, because look, this one is still from cutting. As I told you, it's a small cutting, but I will do this. So what this will happen, it will promote the growth beneath. And it's exactly the same thing with this cutting. So this was only on the top and it was woody here, and I pruned the top, and what happened is that this is new growth. And this plant, by the end of the year, you won't see this wood over here. But in the markets, they don't care about that. They just want to sell you lavender. So if you don't have a problem buying lavender from a local nursery that has this, my recommendation is just go, because this is a lavender that is made from cutting. It's going to be more resistant. It's going to be, you know the name of the plant, and you can rely on it, on growing from oil, going for color, growing for the big growth. You can rely on that plant because it has a name, and somebody studied it, somebody invented it and worked on it. As much as I love lavender from seeds, because they are cute, they are different, they are unique, my personal choice is to buy lavender from cuttings. I propagate my lavender from cuttings because when I sell them, I can tell the person that buys, and I can show it a picture on how the lavender would look when it's mature. Okay? So these are the main difference between the lavender from cuttings and the lavender from seeds. Please feel free to subscribe if you think the information is okay. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a beautiful weekend. See you. Bye.